Welcome to Rising Coaches with Sofia Bernardi. I'm your host, mindset and business coach, here to help you build unstoppable confidence in yourself and take your business to 6 figures and beyond. I built a 6-figure business in under 12 months and more importantly, have helped my clients to get incredible results in their life, business and relationships using my signature programs. You're in the right place if you're looking to master your mindset and create a business and life filled with passion, joy, and abundance. Let's get started. Hello, my name is Sofia. I help new and rising coaches to master their mindset and create a 6-figure business they love. I am so excited about today's episode. If you listened to last week's episode, I was talking a little bit about a life update, how I'm making some changes in my business. And guys, oh my goodness, a lot can happen in a week because I have made even more changes. And so I thought that today I would talk about my story, like my journey from going from this place of feeling stuck and lost and not enough to becoming a mindset and business coach where I help men and women all around the world to start, grow, build their business and help people build confidence in themselves, all of the things. And I'm super passionate about it. So I thought I would walk you on that journey in the hopes that it will inspire some of you that are maybe feeling a little lost right now, that it doesn't stay like that forever if you make changes. And that's exactly what I did in my story along my journey. And I also hope that it will share with you that if you feel like things are a little bit messy and all over the place and you keep changing your mind, that you can still grow and succeed, and that's normal. So I'll get into that a little bit later in the episode, but let's just get straight into it. Obviously, if you listen to my very first podcast episode, I do share my story in great depth, but today I'm going to focus primarily on how I became a coach in particular. So without further ado, let me take you back to 2018. I was living at my grandparents' place, going through a breakup, which absolutely broke me into a million pieces. And I was working about 12 hours a week with no purpose in life. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. So I was just working at a casual hospitality job. And don't get me wrong, I liked it, but it wasn't very many hours, working for like $25 an hour, 12 hours a week. It just, I was just getting by, put it that way. Life really felt meaningless. I just did the same thing every day and just would wake up feeling really confused about what to do, and I would just compare myself to people around me, and I just felt like everyone had their life together except for me. So I really felt stuck and lost and just not good enough. And after hitting an all-time low through going through this breakup, just so many nights just crying myself to sleep, this went on for almost a year. I would say it was definitely around 8 or 9 months of solid pain, pretty much. And I just hit such a low moment. I had no hobbies and I had nothing really to do. So I was left with no choice but to work on myself. Like, I had the time to read books and things like that because I just didn't know what else to do, which I'm in hindsight now very grateful for, because had I had other things to distract me, I'm not sure I would have fell down on this path. But anyways, also, I used to film a lot of YouTube videos. So I have a YouTube channel. It's just my name, Sofia Rose Bernardi. And I think it was 2018 that I actually filmed a video every single Monday for an entire year. And so you see a lot of my journey. I tried so hard to be as transparent, as honest as possible in those videos. There are a lot of videos where I just start crying and just reaching a whole low point in my life. But even those videos didn't do it justice how much I was suffering, because there's only so much you can share or feel comfortable to share online. I did really do my best though, to be quite honest. Honestly, I'm crying in a lot of the videos, but it was just so much worse than that. But I suppose that's where you can actually see where it all began, right in real time, if that makes sense. But anyways, sidetrack. So on that, I guess if you watch those 52 videos, you eventually see that I start talking about personal development a lot. And it was really that following year where I didn't film my life that things definitely improved. I had such a great following year because that's where all of this unfolded that I'll tell you about now. So felt stuck, lost, and not enough. So I decided to like get my life together and do a total reset. I started to make changes. I finally built up the energetic strength to start working out. I started reading books on personal development and even spirituality, which none of it really made sense to me, but I tried to make sense of it because, again, I just was seeking answers. I just had no answers. It was crazy. So was doing that, was reading, was watching a million YouTube videos on how to be happy and how to find your purpose and all of those sorts of things. And before you know it, I was starting to feel a lot better very slowly. And I decided that I was ready to take things up a notch. And I'm pretty sure it was in 2019. Yeah, 2019, I then decided to attend my first seminar in Sydney. So it was Tony Robbins Unleash the Power Within. It was a 3-day event and life will never be the same again. And if you know, you know what I'm talking about. So it was pretty amazing. It was live. Now it's run primarily virtually from my understanding. But yeah, it was really good and just what I needed. And I made a decision at that event that I wanted to help people change their life too, because I couldn't believe that I went from this place from crying most nights and just feeling so alone and lost to just complete clarity and love for myself within 3 days. Like I just couldn't really believe it. And I just want to give some context quickly on this event, Unleash the Power Within, UPW. This doesn't happen to everyone, right? So I see about half the people, I'm not really sure on the statistics, but from my opinion, a lot of the people stay the same, right? So let's just say for simplicity, 50% of people walk away pretty much the same. Nothing changes in their life. And the other 50% completely change their life. And there is a key difference between those that stay the same and those that don't. And those that change their life forever, they made big decisions and they acted upon them. And they made really big decisions. And I wanted to be in that category. The event was about 997 Australian dollars, and for me at the time, that was a huge investment. My goodness, I've come a long way because now when I make investments, it's like so much more than that. But at the time, that was really, really scary and difficult for me. And so I did not want to waste one single cent. I wrote like a book's worth of notes. I was so prepared for this event in every single shape and form. And I just went all in and I made these bold decisions knowing that I did not want to go home feeling the same that I did when I went there. So I went to this event, broke through so many limitations and things like that. And I made a decision there that I wanted to help people change their life too, because I know what it feels like to not feel good enough and all of these things. And suddenly I had all of these tools that helped like me to break that. And I didn't want anyone else out there in the world struggling with these feelings when I now know that there is another way. You don't have to feel like that, because honestly, before this event, I really did think that that was just my life. And so I made a big decision, and so I hired my first life coach to help me become a coach, because I thought there's no way I'm going to be able to figure that out on my own. I might as well pay someone who's doing and done what it is I want to do. So I invested in a coach, which I think was a few $1,000s, but it just felt so aligned and felt so right. And one of the things I really learned at this event was the power of investing in yourself and how it comes back to you tenfold when you implement it, and you can save yourself years and years and years, if not decades, by investing in yourself, right? So I was like, well, it's a lot of money for me now, but if I can earn it all back plus more, it's worth it. And so I hired a coach to help me become a coach. Obviously, it was not all uphill. There were lots of challenges and failures and low moments along the way. And it was really, really challenging, right? I did not know what I was doing. And I just felt like a failure a lot of the time, but things did slowly start to turn around. One thing I did have within me was a lot of strength to never give up despite the challenges that came my way. I realized very quickly that a 3-day event can only do so much, that consistent accountability and support is really, really important. And I had the help of my coach. And I realize now that my coach at the time was very much still in the beginning. However, it still made a big impact, better than if I was left to my own devices. But it was we focused more on my emotional well-being, because that's where I was mostly needing support with. And so when it came to the business, I was making really small steps towards it, because my main priority was healing myself, if that makes sense. And it was really, really powerful. But I still wasn't sure when it then came to the strategy on how to sort of build up my business. But then I continued to invest in myself. So I kept sort of up leveling with who I invested in, and the investments got bigger and bigger and bigger, and I just had to trust, and I just kept learning so much. My mindset continued to improve, and then it was time to really learn the strategy side of things. So that's what I started to invest in, and I started to learn a lot. So finally, next thing you know, I am hitting 10K months, and then $20,000 months, and now even $30,000 months, and helping more people than I could even keep up with around the world. But what was more exciting than any amount of money that I started to earn was the impact. It was having a purpose that I had never had in my entire life, and going to bed at night really feeling like I had made a difference. You know, when my clients would message me just saying, "You have no idea how much this has helped me. Thank you so much. I feel like the world has lifted off my shoulders. Thank you, thank you, thank you." Like, that was more rewarding than any amount of money. Honestly, it was the best. Impact is just amazing. And that continues to drive me to this day. There's no way I'd be doing it if it wasn't making a difference. And I wouldn't be earning money if it wasn't making a difference. So yeah, after, let me put some timelines on this. I think I got my first paying client March 2020, and then I managed to hit 6 figures within my first year of business, which is really, really cool. And when I first started taking it seriously, from 12 months after that, I managed to make 6 figures. But I really had to make that decision before it worked. There was quite a bit of time where I wasn't really going all in on it. I was really dabbling. So I think from the moment I started getting paid, from there onwards, yeah, it took me under 12 months, which is pretty exciting. And so then all of a sudden, like, I just wanted to help people to create that feeling of impact as well. And that happened earlier this year. So earlier this year, all of a sudden, other coaches started coming to me saying, "I've seen that you are creating a lot of impact and earning a lot of money within your business. Is this something you help people with?" And I at first was going to say no, because I just had all this imposter syndrome. Like, no, I don't help coaches, but I've got coaches that could help you, if that makes sense. But then I really sat with it for a moment. I was like, well, hold on. I have invested a lot of time, energy, effort, and resources into learning these skills and strategies. And not everyone that not everyone that invests in those programs made any money. A lot of people I started with at the same time aren't even doing coaching anymore, because it can be challenging if you don't really go all in on it. And so then I realized, well, hold on, like I've actually done pretty well for this, so maybe I can help people if I just share exactly what it is I've done. So I started helping coaches just one-to-one, and I really enjoyed it, and seeing them, you know, understanding who it is they're targeting within their business, and being able to make money in their business, it really, really excited me. So then I decided to recently, I suppose, officially call myself a business coach as well, a mindset and business coach. And now I am primarily coaching coaches, new and rising coaches. And I know that I am just getting started here on this journey. Something feels so aligned and so right. I have so many coaches just come to me saying, can I please work with you? I don't care how much it is. I don't care in what form. Can I just do it? And that has not really happened to me before. And so it's super, super exciting. And so now I have I've got a couple of business programs, and I'm so, so happy about this. So I don't know if you listened to last week's episode, but I mentioned that I have a program called Dream Catchers. Well, a lot has shifted in the last week to become more aligned with my business name and company name and all of these things. So I've changed the name to Rising Coaches Mastermind, and I'm so excited about this. I've also changed and upgraded so much within the mastermind, and I'm lost for words, honestly. It's just so amazing. And so I've got quite a few coaches in there at the moment, and some of them have made like $7,000 in their first month in business. A few of them have gone full time. You know, one of them is like finally earning money after 3 years of not earning any money in their business because they were just offering free services. It's just amazing to see the transformations that unfold when people go all in on their dreams. And so, yeah, I can't even explain it. Ever since I decided to really commit to actually claiming the fact that I help coaches, because like I said, for a long time I was helping them, but I wasn't promoting it. I wasn't saying I was a business coach. I was just doing it. But now I'm claiming it because I'm like, hold on, why aren't I talking about this? This is growing more than any other program, and I'm not even promoting it. So imagine what would happen if I actually promoted it. So that's now what I do, is I'm going to be pivoting to helping new and rising coaches. And that's why I changed the name of this podcast. I changed the name of my Facebook group. I changed the name of some of my programs, all in alignment with my company values, and what it is I'm really, really passionate about helping people with. So exciting. I'm helping people create more impact, more freedom, more love, and more joy within their life, and earning more money at the same time. I don't know what is better than that, to be honest. And so I'm helping coaches that are in the very beginning stages of their business where they haven't made any money, and I want to help coaches get all the way to 6 figures and beyond within my 2 programs. So I have my mastermind and then my inner circle, which is going to be way more high level for people that are, you know, well and truly having, you know, 10K plus months. So really, really exciting. My mastermind is helping people go from 0 to 10K months. And it's a 6-month minimum container, which I'm really excited about. So got a lot of coaches in there, which I'm loving every minute of. I've got a call with them in a few hours. So excited. So that's kind of my story, how I sort of pivoted from going from having no idea what to do with my life to becoming a mindset coach, and now becoming a mindset and business coach. I didn't want to completely remove mindset from what I do because, one, I'm super passionate about it, and 2, one of the biggest things that has dictated my success in my business is my mindset. And so it's one of the core pillars within the Rising Coaches Mastermind. And I have my mindset program, Reset and Rise, for women, purely on mindset, because that is the foundation. That is the beginning. That is where you need to start if you want to create anything in your life. It all comes down to your mindset. So there's no way I could remove that. It goes hand in hand, absolutely. So important. So I'm definitely still helping and coaching men and women when it comes to their mindset, but I'm just also helping people will build successful and passionate and fulfilling coaching businesses. So that's kind of my story. And now for the takeaways, because I know that's actually what's most important here, that I want to share with you all from this story is, number one, never give up. Never give up on yourself and never give up on your dreams. I could not have predicted the fast growth of my business or in my life, but I trusted and I kept going, and I will continue to do so. There's no way I would have predicted that I would have reached 6 figures in under 12 months. Just no way. And that's all because I kept going, because lots and lots of challenges and moments, like quote unquote failures, that have come up that could have broken me, where I could have decided I'm not cut out for this. And I've definitely said all of those things, but I never acted in accordance with that because I just know that's not my truth. And so if right now maybe you're a new coach, or you want to be a coach, or you want to help people in some shape or form, or even if you just have any big dream, right? Don't give up on it. Actually move towards it. Find a way and do whatever it takes. We all come from different walks of life and different situations. Like when I first started coaching, I was working 5 jobs at the same time, and I made it work because it was a must for me. It was so important. I would get up early. I would stay up late. I would do it in between breaks. I would just do whatever I could to make this work. And it felt really slow in the beginning, and it felt like nothing was working. And then all of a sudden, everything was working. And that's because I kept going. I kept investing in myself. So super, super passionate about that. So never give up. I really had to trust, even when it felt like there was nothing backing me. Okay, so that's really important. The second thing I want to share with you based on my story that I think is an important takeaway is that change is scary and uncomfortable, but it doesn't mean it's wrong. It felt messy transitioning into my business. It felt messy transitioning from mindset coaching to business coaching, and I've just had to learn to be okay with that mess and discomfort, as there's always going to be challenges and discomfort within your business. Always. That it's part of the growth. And if you want your business to grow, there's going to be the mess and the discomfort with that. Okay? This doesn't mean you need to be super unorganized and there's no systems in place. Of course not. Of course there's systems in place if you've got the right support around you. But it's going to be uncomfortable because you're always growing. And this is coming from a Virgo, okay? I'm a Virgo, if anyone knows star signs like I am. And if anyone knows me really personally, you'll know I'm the biggest neat freak, organized, OCD almost, neat freak you'll ever meet. And if I can be okay with the mess and the discomfort within business, then my goodness, so can you, because I can barely go to sleep at night if my room isn't clean, the house isn't clean, the dishwasher isn't empty. Like, obviously I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I love things to be neat and tidy and organized and structured. But I have had to honestly let go of that within business because things are just forever changing, right? And so if you're feeling scared or uncomfortable and there's a lot of fear and doubt, that doesn't mean what you're doing is necessarily wrong, okay? If I felt that it was wrong, there would be so many things that I wouldn't have leaped into. For example, transitioning. Do you know how much work goes into going from a mindset coach to a business coach? And going from being a sole trader, which is a term here in Australia for the type of business I am, where it's sort of just me. I've just transitioned from a sole trader to a company. That is so messy. I have had to do all this legal stuff. I've been back and forth with my accountant on the phone. I have had to get a new bank account. I've had to change my insurance. I've had to change everywhere on invoices and my invoicing system and my website, everywhere, all my ABN details, my business name details, everything has changed. There has been so much mess, and I'm still in the process of it, to be honest. I'm registered as a company now, but I'm still in the transitioning process because I'm waiting on documents and all these things, and it's so uncomfortable. Like, I just want the whole process to be done, but I'm just trusting that everything's going to be fine. I've got a great team around me. Like, my accountant's amazing, my lawyer's amazing. everyone, my coach is amazing, you know, everyone around me is amazing, helping me to transition through this. My virtual assistant is amazing, you know, I've got a really solid team that I invest in to allow this to be a lot smoother. I mean, there's just no way I would have been able to do this all on my own, obviously, as I'm not an accountant. It's not my area of expertise. And so it's messy and it's uncomfortable, and that's okay, because it's all actions that are in alignment with where I'm moving to. That's what I remind myself of, okay? So if you're afraid right now to take the leap to maybe go full-time in your business, or even start your business or something like that, know that just because it feels messy and uncomfortable doesn't mean it's the wrong decision. If anything, it might mean that it's the right decision. It just depends on the feeling, and only you can know that. Is it a feeling of like, ew, yuck, no, can't do this, don't want to do this? Or is it a feeling like, I want to do this, I'm just a little bit scared? And if that's the case, get support so you don't feel like that on your own. You do not need to go through that on your own. In fact, the best way to succeed is having support by your side. So it's messy, it's uncomfortable, and there's been so much discomfort around like changing my podcast name, my Facebook group name, all of like my program names. Like, do you know how many times I've mentioned the names in my previous podcast episodes where I'm just like, wow, I wish I could change that. But then I'm like, hold up. No, I give myself permission to change. I want to inspire my clients how to change their mind, and you guys how to change your mind, and that is okay. It's okay to be in that messy middle, and everyone's going to understand. It's really only you that thinks it's messy, right? So everyone's been so loving and supportive. Like, all my clients, like, they're in the middle of my program and I've changed the name, and they're just like, this is the best, I love this name even more, well done. Like, they're so supportive. And here I was thinking like, oh my God, like, do they still want to be in the program now that the name's different? And then I was like, what the heck? The name literally doesn't change anything about the content. It's where your mind goes. My mind loves to go to creating problems in times of uncertainty and discomfort, because that's how our brain is wired. It wants us to play small and play safe, and stay in our comfort zone. So it will do anything it can to get me to be like, nah, this is too hard, let me go back to a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? So that's that. And the last thing I want to say as a message or takeaway from today's episode is that growth happens outside of your comfort zone. So take the leap, okay? Which kind of follows on from message number 2, but take the leap, guys. If there is something that is calling you, that you desire to move towards, do you think my story sounds perfect? Absolutely not. It's a lot of that story I shared was in challenging times. You know, what triggered all of this was massive heartbreak, feeling alone, feeling lost, feeling stuck. That is messy, right? And then even when things are succeeding, all these change is happening. But then I realized that is part of it. Growth is outside of your comfort zone. So just take the leap, okay? Like, there's a big part of me that's like, okay, you're changing to a company. This is going to cost a lot more, you know, hiring staff, scaling my business, paying for more subscriptions, paying for really high level coaches. And my brain's like, can you even do this? Do you even know how to do this? But I just don't give myself the opportunity to even question that, because if I do that, I'm going to stop moving towards what I desire. So instead, I am trusting and I'm taking the leap, knowing that I will find a way, because my why is greater than any unknown how. I will find out how if my why is strong enough. So that was a lot of rambling, but they were my 3 messages based on my story. Bit of a life update in there, in the sense that all of my program names have changed, my website has changed. Please go check out my website. Literally a million hours has gone into it, sofiarosebernardi.com. The link will be in the show notes. I highly recommend checking it out. You can check out my programs, you can check out the 1 million testimonials on there, lots of videos, and more importantly, lots of free content as well. PDFs, webinars, challenges, all of the things are on there, and I think you're going to get a lot of value out of it. So definitely go check that out. And if you're curious with working with me, then book a free clarity call with me, or send me a DM on Instagram or Facebook. I would love to chat, would love to connect with you, and would love to work with you. I mean, if you've listened all this way, something must be resonating, and I just feel that energy, that I just want to connect with like-minded people and help people grow, help people live a life that they truly love, desire, and deserve. Life will continue to throw challenges at you guys and obstacles. it will continue to do that for me as well. And I know I'm just in the very beginning of this, and I'm just sharing my story today in the hopes that it shows you what's possible for you too. I just want to thank everyone that's been listening to my podcast. I've been getting lots of messages and lots of feedback, and I would love nothing more than if you screenshotted this podcast episode and shared it on your Instagram stories and tagged me. I will share it back and spread that for you and with you, and send you a big message of thank you, because it really means a lot to me to spread this word so I can help more people, because the compound effect is unbelievable. Together we rise. So grateful for you all, love you all, and I'll see you in next week's episode. Bye guys. If you enjoy listening to this podcast, I highly recommend joining my free Facebook community, Rising Coaches with Sofia Bernardi, the perfect place to learn more tools, strategies, tips, and free trainings on how to grow your business in a way that feels good for you. For more information, head to the link in the description.